Have you ever noticed something strange? Two people can work equally hard. One of them stays stuck, overwhelmed, always busy, and the other seems calm, focused, and somehow always making the right moves at the right time. They're not necessarily smarter, they're not necessarily working harder, but they are thinking differently. They are thinking like strategists. Here's the uncomfortable truth. Most of us spend our entire day reacting to emails, reacting to notifications, reacting to problems. And when you live in reaction mode, you stop thinking strategically. But what if you could train your brain to think differently? What if you could develop simple daily habits that quietly turn you into a smarter strategist? In this video, I'm going to share 7 powerful habits that transform ordinary thinkers into strategic thinkers. And by the end of this video, you may realize that becoming a strategist has nothing to do with IQ and everything to do with how you train your mind. Now, let's talk about the biggest problem that prevents most people from thinking strategically. We live in the most distracted era in human history. Your phone vibrates, your inbox fills up, breaking news pops up every few minutes. All of this creates something psychologists call the reaction loop. Your brain keeps responding to the next urgent thing. But here's the problem. Strategic thinking requires something very different. It requires mental space. Think about chess for a moment. A beginner reacts to the last move. A strategist thinks 5 moves ahead. But imagine trying to play chess while someone interrupts you every 30 seconds. That's impossible. And yet, that's exactly how most of us live our lives. We are constantly busy. But being busy does not mean being strategic. In fact, busyness is often the enemy of intelligence. Because when your mind is overloaded, you lose the ability to see patterns. You lose the ability to anticipate consequences. You lose the ability to think strategically. The good news is that strategic thinking is not a talent. It is a set of habits, and the smartest strategists in business, leadership, and life share a few surprisingly simple routines. Let's start with the first habit. The first habit of smarter strategists is that they create thinking time. Most people schedule meetings. Strategists schedule thinking. Bill Gates famously takes what he calls think weeks. Warren Buffett spends the majority of his time reading and thinking. Why? Because strategy requires reflection. Even 15 minutes a day of uninterrupted thinking can dramatically improve your decision making. Here's a simple practice you can start today. Every morning, ask yourself one question. What decision today will matter 1 year from now? You will be surprised how powerful that question can be. The second habit is that strategists ask better questions. Most people rush to find answers. Strategists slow down and ask deeper questions. Instead of asking, how do I solve this problem? They ask, why does this problem exist in the first place? When you solve the root cause, you eliminate many future problems at once. Great strategists understand that the quality of your questions determines the quality of your intelligence. The third habit is that strategists study patterns. Strategists are pattern detectors. They understand something powerful. History repeats itself. Markets repeat themselves. Human behavior repeats itself. Instead of reacting to events, they study the patterns behind events. For example, a typical investor reacts to stock price changes, but a strategist studies economic cycles. When you begin noticing patterns, you stop being surprised by outcomes. The fourth habit is something called second-order thinking. Most people ask, what will happen next? Strategists ask, what happens after that? Let's take a simple example. Imagine you take a new job because it offers a higher salary. First-order thinking says, more money is good. But second-order thinking asks, what happens next? Does the job demand more time? Does it increase stress? Does it reduce your time with family? Strategists always think about the ripple effect of decisions. And this habit alone can save you from many bad choices. The fifth habit is reducing information noise. Here's something many people misunderstand. Being smarter does not mean consuming more information. It means consuming better information. Strategists filter aggressively. They don't read everything. They read what matters. Instead of endlessly scrolling through social media, they read books, long-form articles, and thoughtful analysis. Clear thinking requires clear inputs. The sixth habit is playing long games. Strategists are obsessed with long-term advantage. They constantly ask themselves a simple but powerful question. Where will this decision put me 5 years from now? While others chase quick wins, strategists build compounding advantages. Skills compound, knowledge compounds, reputation compounds. And over time, the person playing the long game almost always wins. The seventh habit is reviewing their decisions. This is one of the most underrated habits of strategic thinkers. Strategists regularly review their thinking. They ask themselves what decisions worked. They reflect on what assumptions were wrong, and they examine what they might have missed. Over time, this habit builds something incredibly valuable: self-awareness. And self-awareness is the foundation of strategic intelligence. Now, here's the best part. You don't need to adopt all 7 habits at once. You can start with just 2 simple practices. First, create 10 minutes of thinking time every day. No phone, no distractions, just thinking. Second, before making any important decision, ask yourself this powerful question: what will this decision look like in 5 years? That one question alone can dramatically improve your judgment. Over time, these small habits begin to change how your brain works. You stop reacting. You start anticipating. You begin to see opportunities others miss. And slowly, you transform from someone who simply responds to life into someone who designs life strategically. And here's something important to remember. Strategists are not born, they are built. They are built through daily habits, through moments of reflection, and through the courage to think differently. The world does not reward the busiest people. It rewards the people who see what others cannot see, people who anticipate change, people who understand patterns, people who move before the crowd does. And that is the true power of becoming a strategist. You stop drifting through life and you start architecting your future. If you found this video valuable, make sure you subscribe to the channel for more insights on business strategy, decision making, and intelligent thinking. And I'd love to hear from you. In the comments below, tell me which of these 7 habits you are going to start implementing today. Because remember, the smartest people in the room are not always the loudest. They are the ones thinking 5 moves ahead.